Imagine you are lost in a vast world of golden sand where time seems to stop. That is the Namibian desert, one of the most ancient deserts in the world. Here, golden sand stretches to the horizon, the wind whistles through the dunes, creating a majestic symphony, and temperatures can reach 50 degrees Celsius. So what makes such a harsh desert so? According to scientists, the Namib Desert was formed millions of years ago when cold ocean currents blew in from the Southern Ocean, turning this land into a giant oven. The cold Benguela current has prevented cloud formation, making rainfall extremely rare. However, an interesting phenomenon occurred: sea fog. Every morning, thick fog covers the dunes, providing precious water for surviving creatures. In the midst of that harsh land, life miraculously flourished. Thorny cacti stretch out to seek sunlight, and herds of big-horned antelopes nimbly dance on the sand. So how can they survive in such harsh conditions? The secret lies in extraordinary adaptability. They are active mainly at night, when temperatures are cooler, and search for underground water sources. The Namibian desert is not only a harsh land but also a living museum of history. Archaeologists have discovered fossilized sea shells deep in the desert, proving that this place was once an ocean. This shows the incredible climatic and geological changes that have taken place over millions of years. Dead Valley, like a giant cemetery of trees, stretches vast, with dry tree trunks reaching into the sky like thirsty hands. The cracked, white clay floor creates a wild and haunting scene. These trees died about 900 years ago, when climate change and changes in river flows made the place dry. Dead Valley is a clear testament to the harshness of the Namibian desert environment, where life can hardly exist. Deep canyons, steep cliffs, and red sand dunes under the sunset all create a majestic and diverse natural picture. In particular, fairy circles, round empty spaces that appear scattered across the desert, are still an unanswered mystery, attracting the curiosity of scientists worldwide. The biodiversity and unique topography of the Namibian desert have created an ideal habitat for many species. One of the distinctive inhabitants of the Namib Desert is the sand snake Peringui's adder, Bitis peringuei. With master camouflage ability. Their small bodies, colors that blend perfectly with the sand, and sharp eyes help them hide under the sand for hours, just waiting for the opportunity to attack. When prey accidentally passes by, the lightning-fast bite and powerful venom will quickly defeat the opponent. To adapt to the harsh life in the desert, this snake has evolved unique biological characteristics. The scales have the same color and pattern as sand. It helps them become invisible to enemies and prey. Thirst tolerance is excellent, thanks to absorbing moisture from prey and water vapor in the air, helping them survive in harsh water shortage conditions. Small, flexible body not only does it help them move easily in the sand, but it also saves energy. Strong venom is powerful enough to take down small reptiles, insects, and rodents. In particular, their ability to glide across the sand as quickly as small waves makes them a fearsome predator in the desert. The biodiversity of the Namib Desert is also clearly shown through many other animal species, each possessing unique adaptations to survive in this harsh environment. One of the typical examples is Ludwig's blackbird. With the majestic appearance of a desert king and long, strong legs like crab claws, this bird is a talented hunter. They are not only a symbol of the Namib but also true warriors. With an omnivorous diet, Ludwig's turtles are versatile omnivores. Anything from tiny insects to agile reptiles and even small mammals can become their meal. To hunt, the Ludwig tortoise takes full advantage of its long legs and panoramic vision like a radar. They calmly observe every blade of grass and every rock. When they detect a target, they will rush forward as fast as lightning, their long legs like springs pushing them forward. The sharp beak is a powerful weapon to defeat prey. To survive in the harsh environment of the desert, Ludwig has equipped himself with remarkable survival skills. They live in small groups, sharing food and being alert to danger. Their gray-brown fur seems to blend into the sand, helping them perfectly camouflage. When they detect an enemy, they quickly take off, their strong wings flapping vigorously, taking them high out of the reach of predators. Not only that, Ludwig's uncles are also fast runners. When threatened, they can run at incredible speeds, their long, spring-like legs helping them cross the rough terrain of the desert with ease. Ludwig, with his majestic beauty and extraordinary adaptability, is truly an astonishing creature of the Namib Desert. But Ludwig is just one of many animals that have found ways to survive in this harsh environment. When the dry season comes, we can see more clearly the diversity and adaptability of species in the Namib Desert. When the scorching sun sets, they dance on the towering sand dunes, turning the desert into a giant furnace. The sandy wind howls, carrying tiny grains of sand and drawing beautiful but harsh sculptures on the sand. That is when life in Namibia undergoes its harshest test. Water sources are depleted, and plants wither, leaving only the bare shadows of cacti between heaven and earth. Yet, amidst that desolate landscape, there are still small creatures that find a way to survive. Chameleons skillfully camouflage themselves, blending into the sand to avoid enemies. The beetles find shelter in hidden corners, waiting for the first rain of the season. And the oryx antelope, with its sparkling eyes, persistently searching for precious drops of night dew, became a symbol of intense life in the desert. Scientists have been amazed by the extraordinary adaptability of animals in Namibia. They discovered the secrets hidden in their bodies, secrets that help them survive the harsh, dry seasons. From slowing down metabolism to conserving water in the body, each species has unique adaptations to cope with the harsh conditions of the desert. The dry season in Namibia is not only a harsh time but also a story of life and of nature's resilience and ability to adapt. It is an opportunity for us to admire the wild beauty and learn about the mysteries of one of the harshest environments on Earth. Especially in the dry season, water becomes a vital factor, determining the existence of all living things here. And to learn more about the survival of creatures in harsh conditions, we need to learn about water sources in the Namib Desert. Every morning, when the night gradually disappears, a thick layer of fog covers the desert. Tiny dewdrops are like sparkling diamonds in the sunlight, creating a magical and sparkling scene. Fog is the source of life for many animals and plants, providing the moisture necessary for them to survive in this harsh environment. And to make the most of this precious water source, plants in the Namib Desert have developed special adaptive mechanisms. The water source here mainly comes from large rivers such as Kunena and Orange, small lakes scattered across the plateau, underground water, and a special source, coastal fog. It is these water sources that nourish and sustain life for Namibia's diverse ecosystem. To adapt to the dry environment, the vegetation here has undergone a special evolutionary process. The root system is deep, the leaves are modified into spines or miniatures, and a waxy coating protects the leaves. These are typical examples of plant adaptation to dry conditions. Many plant species also have short life cycles, only blooming when it rains. It is these characteristics that help Namibian plants survive and grow in harsh conditions. So, how do animals living in this harsh environment survive and develop? One of the typical examples for this question is giraffes. With outstanding height and shape, long neck, it helps them reach young foliage high on trees in places that are difficult for other animals to reach, ensuring a stable food source. A special digestive system helps them take full advantage of nutrients from dry leaves. Leggy, not only does it help them easily move on rough terrain, but it also helps dissipate heat effectively in hot conditions. Besides, the skin is thick and has few sweat glands, which helps limit dehydration. Thanks to these characteristics, giraffes have become an animal, symbolizing the resilience and adaptation of creatures in the harsh environment of the Namibian desert. Let's consider the case of Namibian desert elephants, which, although smaller in size than their African relatives, have shown amazing adaptation to harsh environments. With wide legs and thick foot pads, they easily move over deep sand dunes, searching for precious water sources. The mother elephant, with extensive experience, leads her herd to find oases and underground water sources, protecting her cubs from the harsh challenges of nature. Unique physiological characteristics help desert elephants survive and thrive in harsh conditions. The skin is thick and has few sweat glands. It helps them limit dehydration under the harsh sun. Big ears, not only does it help them hear well, but it also acts as a natural cooling fan. A flexible hose is a multi-purpose tool, helping them dig deep to search for underground water, suck water into their mouths, and even use it to cool off. In particular, excellent memory helps elephants remember the location of water and food sources, ensuring the survival of the herd. Not only that, oryx antelopes, with their sparkling eyes, are indomitable explorers of the desert. They can travel dozens of kilometers in search of a small oasis where they can quench their thirst and enjoy a moment of peace. Every drop of water found is a great victory, bringing hope for life to continue. However, life in the desert is always a struggle for survival. Water sources can dry up at any time, and fierce sandstorms can wipe out all traces of life. In order to adapt to this harsh environment, desert creatures have developed extraordinary abilities through millions of years of evolution. The oryx antelope is a typical example. With white fur that helps reflect sunlight, long legs and hard hooves that help move in deep sand, and an incredible thirst tolerance, the oryx has become one of the most adaptable animals. Best comfort in the Namibian desert. Their ability to concentrate urine and make the most of the water in food helps them survive in severe water shortage conditions. This is an extremely dangerous journey when there are many prey, and so are the hunters. Living in the desert requires creatures to have reasonable survival measures that they have developed over millions of years. It's fascinating to see such diversity in one of the most water-limited places in the world. This is an extremely dangerous journey when there are many prey and so are the hunters. Living in the desert requires creatures to have reasonable survival measures that they have developed over millions of years. It's fascinating to see such diversity in one of the most water-limited places in the world. Every drop is precious. The magical life cycle has adapted to change until now. Organisms that cannot adapt will be eliminated. Imagine that when the Namibian desert becomes a hot pan under the scorching sun, the temperature could be enough to melt the asphalt. Yet, in the middle of that harsh desert, there are small creatures leisurely gliding on the sand. Those are Namibian beetles, talented survival engineers. The secret to their survival lies in their sturdy outer shell, designed like a shield that reflects sunlight, helping the body stay cool. But the magic doesn't stop there. To survive in an environment that is almost completely lacking in water, Namibian beetles have developed an extremely special ability: collecting fog. On cold nights, when mist covers the desert, they will stand on sand dunes, raising their distinctively angled abdomen. Tiny drops of mist will accumulate on the shell, then slowly flow along the small grooves on the back, focusing on the mouth. With just a simple but effective mechanism, they have solved the problem of survival in one of the harshest environments on Earth. This incredible adaptability has helped the Namibian beetle become one of the most successful insects in the desert. Not only do they have a hard, protective shell, but they also have the ability to regulate their body temperature, collect water, and search for a variety of foods. With an important role in decomposing organic matter, beetles contribute to maintaining the balance of the desert ecosystem. Amid the mysterious circles of the Namib Desert, hidden in the arid bushes, is a small but energetic warrior. That is the Cameleo namiquensis gecko, an endemic species of this harsh land. Completely different from its cousins, who prefer life in trees, Cameleo namiquensis has chosen a completely different lifestyle, adapting to the harsh environment underground. To survive in the harsh conditions of the desert, Cameleo namiquensis has undergone a special evolutionary process. Its body is like a natural air conditioner, capable of changing color to regulate body temperature. On cool mornings, it puts on dark clothes to absorb sunlight and warm its body. But when the temperature rises, it quickly turns bright to reflect sunlight, avoiding overheating. With sharp eyes that can move independently, Cameleo namiquensis has vision in all directions, helping it detect prey and opponents quickly and accurately. Their main food is small insects and some reptiles. When hunting, Cameleo namiquensis geckos demonstrate incredible patience and speed. In just a blink of an eye, its tongue, twice as long as its body, shot out and caught its prey. Every meal is precious to the inhabitants because, in the harsh Namib Desert, food is very scarce. The life of Cameleo namiquensis is a clear testament to the organism's extraordinary ability to adapt. They have turned the difficulties of the desert environment into opportunities to develop and survive. Namibia, a mysterious and pristine land, has left us with unforgettable impressions. This journey is just the beginning. The feeling of standing in the middle of the vast desert, watching unique wild animals, will definitely make you unforgettable. Are you brave enough to join us in exploring the dark corners and never-before-seen wonders of Namibia? Don't miss the opportunity to discover the secrets that lie ahead. Join us in writing stories about Namibia.